Hi everyone, welcome back to Tom and Emily's Beer Reviews. And today we got a real special beer, one of Emily's favorite, actually I want to say probably her favorite beer. So we decided to give it a review. It's Flying Jenny by Graysail, Rhode Island by Graysail Brewing out of Rhode Island. I believe they're in Westerly, Rhode Island. And so we got the privilege to take a ride down there, not too far from where we are in Connecticut, about an hour and some change or something. And we took a ride, went down there. We loved their beer and stuff. We got some fresh cans and stuff like that. So we got some Flying Jenny because Emily loves it so much.
So it says on the side that they use Columbus, Tomahawk, and Zeus hops for the complex and spicy flavors and aromas. Obviously, I've already had this beer a million times before. This is not my first time trying it. However, I never really looked into the hops. I don't think we've ever had any other beers that had those hops in it, from what we know of.
Yeah, those are ones that are like, I've like never really heard it too much about, like, you know, Zeus or anything. I've heard of like Columbus and Cascade, obviously, but like I've never heard too much of like about Tomahawk and Zeus. So I think that makes it a little special.
It definitely does. I've never had another beer that tastes like this before. I've not really had a ton of extra pale ales though, so I'm looking to have more. But so far, this beer is just one of a kind to me.
Yeah.
So let's crack
give
it
it a
open.
crack. Yeah.
All right, ready?
I know Emily loves this part. She had to do the crack.
Yeah, I asked him if I could do the crack.
Let's keep going.
It also smells like grill out here right now, like classic.
I know.
Burgers.
This is like, it's like getting to the time.
All right, what do you smell? What's your first thing?
We'll pour it in the cup.
You don't
We'll get a better
smell it in the can first?
Yeah, no, let's pour it in the cup first. I think it's better. I like it better in the cup.
This is my new Graysail cup. Really excited about it.
Yeah, see, I like the color it comes out on this.
Yeah, super bright.
You know what's funny? We would get this beer here. They ship it out to where we are in Connecticut, right? And it's usually
really hard though.
Yeah, it's like it's like they usually get it's like by the time like we get it, I don't know how it works, but by the time we get it, it's usually like a little older, right? So we pour it in the cup. There's a lot of the floaters in there. It's a little hazier. But then when we went to the actual brewery and they poured it for us on tap, it was like clear. Like it was like it looked really good.
Well, you know what's crazy? We literally got this can. We just went recently, and this is like a super, super fresh can. And, you know, we still get the floaters. And they don't change the flavor from what I know of. And I guess, you know, we'll find out more when we take a sip. But, you know, speaking with the people at the breweries...
Yeah, this one's got a lot of it.
Yeah, they say that the floaters are fine. They don't, you know, really do anything. It's just the proteins that kind of... But, you know, I wish I could get it clear. If that's like the one thing I could ask is to somehow get the cans to where there's not floaters in them.
Well, why don't you give it a smell? Let's give it a smell. Oh, wow. I'm getting... You know what I smell immediately when I smell this?
Bread?
I get bread, but then I also get just like orange. But it's not just like, you know, orange rind or anything, or like orange peel. It's like the fleshy part of the orange.
No, I don't even think it's fleshy.
So?
I think it's the fruit part of the orange.
Well, that's what I mean, like the flesh part, like the part you eat.
Outside.
No, the flesh, like, you know what I mean, like the juicy.
The outside.
I
think
the
inside.
Yes, the inside of the orange.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We're both saying the same thing. The juice part of the orange. That's exactly...
The outside is like the peel.
Well, yeah. So like in most like New England IPAs and stuff like that, it's the outside, the grapefruit peel or the orange peel is what everyone's tasting. This is completely opposite. It's that inside sweet and like kind of more like subtle juicy smell.
And you get that bread too in there.
And the bread. I love bread.
All right, let's give it a sip. It's good. Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. This is my favorite. So the first thing that you get from this beer is kind of like an intense amount of bitterness, but it's different than like a big double IPA or a double New England IPA. Like the bitter is different. I was trying to explain it today, and I don't know if I'm great at it. But it's like a sweet bitter.
So it's like balanced. It's well balanced.
And it's like bitter at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then when you're like done sipping it, it doesn't stay with you.
It finishes off sweet.
Yes.
It doesn't really linger. Like I don't want to say the body's it's not light bodied, but it's not medium. It's kind of like in like between light and medium. Well, like the thing is, what is it? Well, again, 5.5 or 5.2?
I think it's 5.3.
5.3.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I mean, it's definitely like sessionable.
And it's a 54 IBU.
Yeah. So it's definitely sessionable.
Yeah.
You know, it's hoppy if you like that. You know what I mean? It's got that West Coast kind of style definitely in there.
Hop forward, I would probably say.
Hop forward, but
Very,
then it's got
like hop forward.
But then it's got that sweetness from the malt that kind of like backs it up. That's what I would go for. I think that sweetness in the malt really, you know.
You could just have like if you want to have one beer for a whole weekend, you can just drink a whole bunch of these.
And then what's funny is too, you get more of that orange smell. I think smelling it, like the inside of the orange, like that fleshy, juicy part of the orange. But then when you taste it, you get some of that, you know, tangerine peel a little bit, like the orange peel a little bit, you know, definitely that grapefruit in there when you taste it too. It's definitely hoppy, West Coast style, a little bit of bread in there. I think you get, the bread sweet, you know, the malt definitely sweetens it up.
Yeah, it's the sweet and the bitter. I've had no beer like this one, and I would love to find another one like it, because I drive all the way to Rhode Island from Connecticut to get it. We always spend a weekend to try and get more of it. But is it West Coast? Is it a West Coast?
So, well, this one says like an extra pale ale. It's definitely, I think, a West Coast style.
I love West Coast.
I don't think
that explains why I love it.
You know, I don't really think they're trying to go for like a New England style IPA. But it's definitely sessionable, extra pale. It's a good beer.
I love it.
Yeah, Emily loves it. It's her favorite one.
It's my favorite.
You
and
guys
I want to give it a 10, 11, a 12, 15. I want to give it the highest rating ever. The only thing, if our friends at Graysale watch this, the only thing I would ask for is to somehow get the cans without the floaters in it. I don't know, maybe there's something we need to do. You know, we've spoken with them. Is it like in transit? Is it temperature? Like, we're not sure what's causing it, but it would be the only thing I would ask for.
Yeah, so like it's good when you get it obviously every beer when you get it fresh. It's like, you know, it's you know, either clear or hazy, like you never run into that problem. But sometimes when we get it up here, you know what I mean? Maybe because it's a newer thing.
We got this from the brewery. We got this like last weekend, yeah.
You know, but it was getting a little thing. I've heard things that, you know, you can take the beer, you know, you move it, you roll it around, kind of let it, you know, kind of sink back in there. I don't know. Sometimes I know that happens. If you guys know maybe a reason why it happens, I heard because it sometimes if it's dry hopped, sometimes that can give, you know, the floaters in there. I mean, if you guys know more, you know, feel free to comment below. But yeah, this is probably one of our favorites, you know, one of our go-tos and stuff. So, Em, what do you think? What do you think about it? What would you rate it?
10, my favorite beer.
Emily giving
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, I think, you know, I give it an 8.5. 8.5 for me.
Yeah.
So, very good.
All right. Cheers.